So as you guys know, over the last couple of days, Rockstar have been revealing more information on their next upcoming game, Red Dead Redemption 2, specifically Red Dead Online. And this is significant for a couple of reasons because I think the information they're sharing can also be applied to the next rendition of Grand Theft Auto's multiplayer. So whether that's Grand Theft Auto Online 2, GTA 6 Online, whatever the case is, I think we can apply some of the same principles they've been discussing in interviews and sort of take that into the next GTA game. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I will leave a link to the article in the description. You've got a couple of Rockstar employees that have been answering these questions. The first is Imran Sarwar, who is the director of design at Rockstar North, and Josh Nettleman, who is a senior producer at Rockstar. So the first thing we got from Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer is that it will not be available from day one, and it's going to start as a beta. And I think that in GTA 6 or the next Grand Theft Auto game, we will see Rockstar do that. I think they were a little overambitious with Grand Theft Auto Online, with the promises they said would be in the game on day one, and obviously how smoothly we thought everything was going to work. Well, that turned out not to be the case. Even with the 2-week delay, which we will touch on in a little bit, I think that Rockstar will do the exact same thing in the next version of Grand Theft Auto's multiplayer. It will start as a public beta for whether that be the first couple of months, maybe the first year, so that if things do go wrong or if things aren't as smooth, they can say, hey guys, it's a beta. We knew this was going to be a thing, so you can't really complain about it. So I would totally suspect that we will get a GTA 6 multiplayer beta. Now, typically when you associate the words beta, it means you get to play either before or maybe like you get to test it out before the actual game came out. Kind of like what we've seen Call of Duty doing with Black Ops 4 and what we're going to see Bethesda do with Fallout 76. That's not the case. It's a public beta that becomes available to everyone once the game is already out. Now, it looks like that period is once again going to be at least 2 weeks. Rockstar have confirmed that Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode won't be happening until November. The game obviously comes out on October 26th. Just like with Grand Theft Auto 5, the game came out on September 17th, and Grand Theft Auto Online didn't come out until October 1st, which was exactly 2 weeks. So I think the exact same thing will happen in the next version of GTA 6's multiplayer. We are going to see another 2-week delay. Now, I think this is for a couple of reasons. Number one, Rockstar is still heavily focused on single player. We've clearly seen that with GTA 5. We clearly saw that with RDR2 from what we've seen so far. And I think that's going to continue going forward in the future. I know a lot of games like Bethesda, which are about to launch an online-only Fallout, like Call of Duty, that are about to launch a multiplayer-only mode version of their game. You know, they're starting to only go the multiplayer route, but I think that Rockstar still wants to focus on single-player games, and I think they really enjoy that. So I think that obviously the next GTA game is not going to be multiplayer only. I do think it will have, a massive single player aspect to it, like we've seen in previous games and what we're going to be seeing in RDR2. So I think that 2-week delay, number one, allows people to enjoy single player, but I also think it allows people to filter off of the game a little bit. I mean, even with that 2-week delay, we saw a massive amount of people trying to get on Grand Theft Auto Online on day one, and I would suspect the same thing will happen in the next version of Grand Theft Auto's multiplayer as well. So expect another delay, expect another beta to go along with it too. Now, the next thing I want to talk about comes from Rockstar Insider Fun MW2, who brought up a good point. Now, he was talking about the Red Dead Redemption 2 servers here, but it's likely that this could apply to Grand Theft Auto 6's multiplayer as well. He tweeted this: looking forward to Red Dead Online. There's a high chance it would use P2P, but I'm hoping for dedicated servers. So in case you guys have never heard that term before, P2P means peer-to-peer or player-to-player. And that's how Rockstar actually have the connections in Grand Theft Auto Online, where one person essentially acts as the host and every other person connects to them. The reason game developers do this is it's much easier to manage and control, although as we've seen it online, it can lead to some very buggy and shaky lobby performance like disconnects and lag and stuff like that. Whereas dedicated servers would obviously be hosted by Rockstar, so everyone would essentially have the same connection and it would be much smoother. No one would have a host advantage. Now, a follow-up to that, he said they can use P2P and dedicated servers at the same time. I'm hoping for dedicated servers to be available as an option. So Rockstar have never done that in the past, have dedicated servers. Now, as far as Grand Theft Auto 6 goes, whenever that comes out, again, it could be multiple years from now, maybe technology will have improved where making dedicated servers available for online will be a little bit more feasible. But I still think that P2P is probably going to be the way Rockstar goes. It's worked for them in the past, and unless something significant happens within the next couple of years, I'd say that's the direction they're probably going to continue to go. Now, let's move on to some more quotes from the two Rockstar employees that were talking about this in their interviews. So this comes from Josh Nettleman, who said, Red Dead Redemption 2 will take those ideas much further and combine them with everything we've learned in the years since then, with our favorite elements from Grand Theft Auto Online about how to make really fun and complex competitive and cooperative experiences in open worlds and how to introduce narrative elements into multiplayer. So what I think that is they've just learned a lot from Grand Theft Auto Online, you know, what has gone well, what hasn't gone well, and they're going to add that into RDR2. And I think the same can be said years down the line if we talk about the next multiplayer installment for GTA. They're probably going to learn what they did well in Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer. If they do another game like Bully 2 and it has multiplayer, I'm sure they can learn from that. I mean, you have to think about it. Grand Theft Auto Online was the first dynamic multiplayer that Rockstar has ever done. So it was kind of like a first for them. So I would say the second edition of GTA's multiplayer is probably going to be even better, just because Rockstar has had the time to learn from, like I said, what has gone well and what has not gone well. Now, in the beginning of this video, I talked about that potential 2-week delay for Rockstar's multiplayers going forward, and Rockstar has explained why they do this. This comes from Imran, who says, not to mention playing through the story and getting to know the controls and mechanics of the game is the best way to get ready for playing inside the world of Red Dead Online. Also, as we have learned from experience when launching online games at this scale, there are bound to be a few issues, and we want to ensure that we have time to gradually roll out the game and make the experience as smooth as possible for everyone. We believe this way of rolling out will give the best overall experiences for both single player and multiplayer. So again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. They're worried about the launch of online, and they also sort of want you to enjoy the single player aspect as well. Now, we get another interesting quote from Josh, who sort of talks about what worked well in Grand Theft Auto Online. So he says, we tried to take the best elements and the best content packs from Grand Theft Auto Online and use them for templates for what we're making here. We feel Grand Theft Auto Online really only found its feet creatively with Heist. That pack, along with After Hours, the Doomsday Heist, Gun Running, and a few others, represent the best of Grand Theft Auto Online and provided a template for what we wanted to use here. So I think that is interesting. I think that going forward, we're probably not going to see very simple updates like Beach Bum or the High Life or the business update that was just like, hey, here's some new cars, here's some new clothing, etc. Now, that might have been a limitation of the current consoles Rockstar was working on at the time, which was the Xbox 360 and the PS3. But I think in Red Dead Online and even going forward in future GTA multiplayers, we are only going to see like the best of like what we saw in online. Like they mentioned, After Hours, the Doomsday Heist, you know, things that feature new characters and cutscenes, almost sort of like single player updates, but in multiplayer, which is really cool. And the last thing we're going to be talking about today, and I think this is a big one, is Rockstar probably not doing paid DLCs ever again. So they asked what was something they had learned from launching Grand Theft Auto Online, and they said the biggest problem with the original Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer was that every update we released fractured the audience. As the game got bigger, we separated our player base. Avoiding this was the inspiration behind Grand Theft Auto Online. We are obsessed by keeping the audience complete and experience beyond perpetual. Beyond this, after lots of trial and error, we have found a way to make multiplayer games that feel like Rockstar experiences, combining personality, gameplay style, narrative, and variety into the packs. And they said that did not really begin until we released the first heist pack. Our aim this time is to get hopefully there quicker and be more responsive to what people enjoy playing and evolve as we go. So a couple of things here. That kind of confirms that, once again, Rockstar never want to do an online update that costs money. Because if something costs money, it's going to fracture the audience. They don't like it. And they also reinforce the fact that really the first DLC they liked was the heist update. So I'd say that going forward, we're only going to see quality updates, at least in new games, that match the level of the first Grand Theft Auto Online heist update, which I think is good, because not to say the Beach Bum was a bad update, but it definitely wasn't as good as the heist update. Let's just say that. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.